All right, this is Chaotic Crypto, where we defy tyranny. It's been a few days. Done a couple updates with my shorts. I would definitely say if you're looking for quick updates and maybe some quick predictions and market reactions, definitely tune in for anytime I do that. And I'm also starting to post updates on the markets through the communications post tab. So if you want to check that out, click like, subscribe, tell your friends, leave a comment, please. Much appreciated. Crypto Fear and Greed Index is at 54, kind of on the rise. Doesn't really mean much to me alone or anything. We'll take a look at the crypto charts. We did make a good push up, but then we got kind of smacked back down today. We'll look at the 4-hour on that. This is Bitcoin. And again, we look at Bitcoin because it does have the highest market cap and dominance. So what Bitcoin does, the rest of the markets tend to follow. But I have been watching the total crypto market caps a lot more and speaking to those. And really, we're kind of doing a fractal almost is what we did with this previous consolidation. We had a big test, kind of a middle trough, went up, test, failed, then drop down, and we could be kind of in this zone right here, getting ready for a drop down to the 0.68 to 0.78, probably at the 23K level. I'd much rather us just get a huge wake down, take that CME gap. The CME gaps basically are formed via when the price action moves really heavily in one direction or another over the weekend, and because regular markets, traditional markets don't catch that. A lot of times the traditional institutions will try to manipulate the price to bring that back down so they can get out of their entries or whatever. It's just also just a self-fulfilling prophecy. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Looking at the 4-hour, it looks a little exhausted. It's on the high end on the stochastic. The regular RSI isn't really saying one thing or another. Yeah, that's looking. We did get, over the weekend we got a nice, wick off here. So it's looking. It's just not telling me a whole lot of definitive answers. All I know is we have these price levels in these zones that, we're very likely to come on down to. The daily does look a lot better though. Like we could get some momentum up at some point, but really maybe we really kind of need to come back down fully. Stochastic, it looks exhausted, so we could get another push up. And I was curious with the weekly, so we haven't made it all the way down on the stochastic RSI. I'd feel a lot better if the weekly stochastic was down here, at least getting some oversold, or I feel like we have a little bit more pain to go looking at this thing. And yeah, I feel like we still got a little more bleed to go. And being that we didn't really retake these levels today, we got some wicks here, 27.6. We wanted to hold the 27.3. We're not really doing that, so it doesn't look terribly great at this moment. Again, good times to probably start dollar cost averaging again. I mean, it's cool that Bitcoin's at 27K. That is an impressive thing. Also, the open interest, people trading, it's kind of in the mediocre zone, 7.92 billion. Again, that doesn't really tell us a whole lot either. Fear and Greed Index is what's kind of making me a little we got really overheated. I think we got a high. Where was the high? 61, 66. That's the only thing I feel like we need to get a little more fear in the market again. When and where that happens is hard to say. But the altcoins got hit pretty hard. But let's look at the total market cap real quick. Take a look at the daily first, and then we'll look at the weekly. Daily, we're not riding on top of the moving at 21-day moving average. That's not the greatest. It's bullish when we're kind of above it and it's being held as support. Now we're below it, kind of kind of looks like it wants to go down a little bit. Well, the weekly is the bullish part of it all. We're holding on 21-week moving average, and that's pretty bullish to me. That's very bullish, really. I mean, I think regardless, the total market cap is going to stick around this 1 trillion, 1.1 trillion mark until we start going up again. Now, that doesn't mean that Bitcoin, so altcoins won't bleed and they'll go into tether or something like that. But it's just, I think we're holding good support on these moving averages. Looks like it could go down a little further, 1.4 trillion. So I see a test of 1 trillion, certainly happening. But we are testing this neckline, so maybe we'll get a bounce here pretty soon. So looking at the total market cap, I feel a little more bullish. So Gala is supposed to be having some kind of fork, or they're airdropping something. I'm kind of curious. To me, it's going to make or break the coin. Either it does it or it doesn't. It's going to be interesting. I was a little concerned for a while. CRO wasn't processing my Crypto.com wasn't processing my transactions, and talked to them today, and they fixed the issue. So I was a little worried that maybe they're have a problem like Voyager or Celsius. So I give it a little bit more time, but I think Crypto.com will be like the next Coinbase. If they can make it through this bear market into the next year, I think that company should be just fine. And they do have that arena, and there's no real talk about them having any issues, so I think they're okay. But I have PTSD, so I don't know if anything's ever really okay. But Coinbase is certainly the one to trust right now. Look at the crypto bubbles. Everything is, wow, H-bars. This is on the monthly. Let's look at the weekly. That's interesting, though. H-bar is really got pummeled. H-bar probably had a really good buying zone. Graph, these are down 25%. Matic's down 25%. Injected, a lot of these are 20 to 30%. Algo. Some really good. I mean, these are really good, juicy prices. Just start munching on these things. Oof. They got clobbered. XDC. There's some news about them today. Algorand. Interesting. Very interesting. Aave. The weekly. The weekly looks a little bit better. Kava's doing, making some moves, huh? I am starting to stack Kava. You can stake that, I think, for 17 or 19% on an Atomic wallet. It's free money, man. Free money. I think, and a lot of people are like, oh, you're going to stake. It's kind of risky. I mean, I guess it could happen. The protocols could go down or something, and there's some slight chance. I don't think that'll be the narrative during the bear market, but I think if that becomes a real thing, staking and making money on the staked crypto, on DeFi and stuff like that, if that becomes a thing in the next cycle, if that's the primary motive, I could see the next cycle's bear market starting when some of these chains just get overloaded and literally start dying. Cryptos just, certain blockchains just fail. I think the next bear market might be something like that. I would say this bear market was far worse than the last one, just with the exchanges going down. The exchanges that were supposedly regulated by America, SEC and CFTC, it's unacceptable that happened. Unacceptable. And the way they're treated is just awful. Litecoin, like I said, actually is going up. We'll do a little chart analysis on Litecoin. I'm kind of curious because Litecoin is basically Bitcoin. It doesn't really have a whole lot of I don't think there's a lot of developers on it, but it has a halving just like Bitcoin. Its halving is in October, November, I think. Somewhere in there, and usually it pumps first before the major bull market happens. So Litecoin's kind of a telltale. So take a look at that. If I still have it on my, there we are. We'll look at it on the weekly, and it is finding support. Doesn't look too oversold. It's on the it's oversold on the weekly stochastic. Interesting. Now, in the last Yeah, here you go. Yeah, in the last bear to bull market, this was like the disbelief rally, I believe. Yeah, yeah. It started that run and got Bitcoin going. It really kind of started pumping really crazy, and it went into June. We're at April, May right now, so we're like similar to right in here. And this cycle that we're in right now is going slower, which is good. It's more methodical. It's mirroring the 2015 cycle. A lot of people are saying the last cycle was really just up and down crazy. Um, but I could see Litecoin, going for 130, possibly $200 or something like that. So just I think its halving was, when was its halving? I think it was in here somewhere. The halving didn't really affect it too much, but yeah, it's interesting. Um, Look at the daily. I think it's going to continue pumping, honestly. Why is the price up today? Also, when Bitcoin gets overloaded with transactions, people start looking at Litecoin. And Litecoin used to have some more exchanges that were built around Litecoin as being the currency. So, maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll have some kind of resurgence. So, we'll see what happens there. I don't know if there's really any other news. I think I kind of just wanted to check in and do a quick analysis in the markets. But ultimately, I think a lot of these cryptos have just gotten clobbered over the last month, and there's really good price ranges to accumulate. Yeah. I want to end off with that. I'll check back in tomorrow if I can. I might just do a live video, but I appreciate you checking in, and catch you later. Also, I'll be at Bitcoin Miami Friday and Saturday. I actually have an Instagram. It's also a chaotic crypto, DeFi Tyranny, sorry. It's a DeFi Tyranny, and my Twitter is DeFi Tyranny. So if you're trying to reach out to me, if you're going to be at the Bitcoin conference, hit me up. I'll meet up and talk crypto. All right. Peace.